All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of my live stream for Ftmo verification. I'll start off the stream by saying, please don't try to follow my trades. This is not like a SIG providing service. This is simply just me holding accountability for myself and live streaming my journey through the Ftmo account challenge. And, I'm still learning. I'm an ICT Charter student, but I'm still learning a whole bunch. And I'd like to make a correction, something that I didn't understand for the longest time. I always thought when Michael referred to BISIs and SIBIs, buy-side imbalance, sell-side inefficiencies, I thought that those, the distinction there was that if the fair value gap was extra large, a certain number of points wide, if you will, or tall like this, then it would be a SIBI or a BISI, and then the fair value gaps are under a certain amount of points. That was incorrect. They're both the same thing. They're just describing different qualities, and I wanted to thank Michael for that clarification. I think he mentioned that in one of his recent recordings. And it looks like he's been pretty active this morning too, so I've got some levels on the chart, kind of have the training wheels on. I haven't traded since December. But he's got some key levels to look out for. So I've thrown those on the chart there. And yeah, let's see what we get at the opening bell. I tend to favor shorts. I think, we've dug up into a high time frame daily volume imbalance on all the indices. And that's something that I'm looking for. But we're just going to see what price does, because it could absolutely run a little bit higher to form the high of the week first. So we're going to see what happens with that. But thank you for joining us. If you're here, just don't get distracted. If you want to pay attention to what ICT is doing, please go over there and check him out. I don't want my stream to distract you guys from learning. But once the opening bell gets going, we're going to see what we can catch. And the verification, I'm on a 100K account, so we need to make 5,000. I've got 60 days to do it, so I'm in no rush to do that. And yeah, that's what we got going on. So let's hang out for a little bit, listen to the music, watch the charts, and we'll see what we get at 8:30. But Michael threw out a few more tweets there, and says that if the 8 o'clock low right here gets taken out, then the breaker's not likely to hold. I tend to think the same thing. If you see what's happening right now, we're above midnight open. We've taken London liquidity. We've taken London buy side already. The move that took the London buy side above these equal highs right here, there's a swing low down here. You see that? And once this, so on equity open, let's say we get one more push to the upside, or we just get a straight downside. So let's say we get up and then it comes down again. I'm looking at this low here because this is the swing. Well, Michael pointed to it, but I was also had my eye on it. This swing low is the last low before the run that moves up above liquidity. And so that's like the 2022 fair value gap model in a nutshell. So if that is the case, then we'll look to short. If not, then we got to look for some long entries, potentially on a retest of this breaker here. And why is it a breaker? Well, you've got this swing low here, a high, and then a lower low, just barely. That's that V-shaped price action. The candle at the apex there is the breaker. So now what we're watching really closely is this low here. If it can hold, then it'll hold. But if it doesn't, then what we're likely seeing is that we've dug up into a daily fair value gap and we're going to get a run down. How far we're going to go, I don't know. We might just dick around inside the daily range if we do go down. And then, you know, we'd have to wait for some sort of breakout from the daily range from there, which is essentially what we're doing anyways. So yeah, it's nice to have Michael holding our hand in his Twitter posting live. I mean, I don't usually have that, but that's great. What he's also mentioned is, you know, after a large range day on Friday, price can be pretty choppy or lethargic, I guess he calls it, and move around in small ranges. That tends to be pretty accurate. Also, you know, when you don't have any economic news drivers, you either get like a nice, pretty standard delivery, or you get some choppiness. So we're going to be super careful. If I do see a setup, I'm going to be classifying it probably no higher than a B+. We'll probably risk like 2%. So we'll be able to take like a 35, 40 lot, maybe 50, maybe get away with a 50 lot, which is about somewhere around 2,000, you know, $1,800 to $2,000 at risk on the 100K account. And if we catch a 2-to-1, that puts us pretty close to our target at 5,000. So we'd have a good start for the challenge. So yeah, that's what I've got going on in my head. And I've got my tweets on my cell phone. My notifications are on. So yeah, let's see how this rolls. So what would be nice if we're not going to go down, obviously, is to go take this liquidity here. We'd take the buy side, and then on equity, so we'd be up into this fair value gap, and then we'd come back down and tap the bottom of the fair value gap or the top of the breaker here. Get as close back to midnight open as possible, or even under it. That would be nice to see, and then rocket ship from there. Just like right around here, just maybe touch it. Although the more likely move is that if it is going up, it would just come back down and barely tap this breaker, and then it's gone. It looks like it might be bullish for the day, and I don't know if we've missed our entry here. This return to the fair value gap here, you know, taking sell side over here. Looks like we might have, and we could be getting a pre-equity open entry. That would suck, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Looks like it's streaming away from us right now. If we get any type of, yeah, look at that. If we get any type of return back down to midnight open or anywhere close to that, I would likely take a long. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so we're 5 minutes away from equity open. Let's see if we can catch an entry here. I'm also not discounting the fact that we could just, on equity open, we could go up a little further and then just totally go down from here out and exit this 1 hour fair value gap. It's also a possibility. But the more likely scenario is that it'll come up at least consequent encroachment. Thinking here. Gives about 20 points of movement, 23 points or so. You notice there's this area here. Back up into this. In which case we'd be tapping the at least coming up to this here, or tapping the premium line of this 1 hour fair value gap here. That's always a possibility. There's also a good chance that at equity open it just goes straight up, potentially, but we'll see if it gives us another run below these lows here, or at least down to here. That would be great. In fact, let me frame this. Okay. Okay, 30 seconds. Here we go. So I didn't get the best entry. I don't know if you saw that when I tried to click buy. There was a message that came up and said, accept one-click trading risks. Like when you first take, this is the first trade I've taken on this account. So I missed the little dip there, but that's okay. I think we're going to stream upwards and at least go to those levels that we were talking about. Not the best of entries, but it is what it is. We're about $1,000 up right now. And we're going to see how it treats the top of this fair value gap here. Close 15 when we get close to it. Daily candle looks pretty good so far. Just come back down and potentially found support on the consequent encroachment, this fair value gap. It may fluctuate pretty wildly here from all the way back down to the breaker, in which case that would be kind of scary for us. But let's see if that's the case or if we can go a little bit further up. May consider collapsing this since I got in pretty early. Have to see. So I've got to stop below the breaker here. And I'm about $200 in drawdown right now. Pretty long wick on the 5-minute. I don't like to see that. Let's see if we can recover here. Got pretty close to filling in the 4-hour gap, so that's something to be aware of. If we can't run up from here and go retest that, then I probably got to get the hell out of this trade, but we're going to see what happens. Yeah, I think I might need to exit. Potentially. So I've gotten out of that. If it runs up, then I was wrong, but that was... I got a bad entry anyways, so it is what it is. Just have a feeling that it could just come down again. I've seen this type of price action before, and it completely shit the bed on me. I mean, the hourly is a spike, so the next hour should come down a little bit at the very least. The 15-minute is a spike, right? Although we did take sell side here into a fair value gap, so that, I mean, that always looks good. Maybe I'm incorrect. I'm gonna reverse and go short. Prices expect to be a little sloppy today, so it is what it is. Actually, you know what? I've got to be very careful about this. Let's see, what is that? 2% risk. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we're at 2% risk. Got a new 15-minute candle coming up too, so we got to be careful of that. And now we just wait. But I also moved up my stop above the 4-hour fair value gap line. So that puts us at a 3% risk, but pretty good for the day. Means if we can catch a 2-to-1, then we will have passed. If I need to reduce my size as it comes up, if it's really aggressive, I can do that as well. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I need to get out of this short. So it looks like I'm wrong. That was really aggressive. And I don't like how it's treating this now. I don't even know if it's going to give me a chance to get out at a good price either, so be very careful right now. The daily looks like it could continue. Yeah, the daily's probably going to continue going up. Flip along here, yeah. I'm out. I can lose 2.5% for the day, so if I want to take an entry here again, I can, but that's going to be my last one for the stream and for the day. Entering here to see if this fair value gap premium will act as support. Maybe we can recover our loss, potentially. Also, there's a big figure sitting up here, so I could go stream a little past the big figure, potentially. Which is 11200 on NAS. Yeah, there we go. Could have held on to my longs, I suppose, in the original position. And then if you look on the daily, it looks like we could be coming up to this 11,370. I don't know if we'll get there today because, again, price is supposed to be pretty choppy today. Usually it is after a large range day on Friday. That's what we're hoping for. Lost 1,500. I can lose another. So. Do. Okay, so we've just tapped the big figure. I'd like to see how it reacts off this level. Took a 1.5% loss before. We can get up to 750. It'd be a good place to reduce our size a bit. And we're also about to tap the premium of the 4-hour fair value gap. I'll show you what 4-hour here. Close to it. Sitting around 239. 11,239. And then you've got this clean, nearly equal highs up here above that. So, I mean, potentially could even continue. I mean, if we do get some extra push, then obviously 383 is what we're looking for. But who knows? A difficult day. Just we saw like a sell side taken right here, early pre-equity, and a pop and a return back down into this fair value gap with a bullish order block. I guess that was the move for the day. Now we just see if we can get up about 20, 35 more points and see what we can pull off that. consider reducing my position size here. So I just went ahead and closed it out. I don't think it doesn't seem like it wanted to let me take partials for some reason. But we made up most of our loss, which is great. And we almost got to the premium line, but didn't. And we're above a big figure. So we could see some gyration, even return back down to the lower part of this fair value gap. So because of all that, I think I'm happy with just only being $300 down, 250 to 60, something like that. Very easy to make up, no big deal. I had a really rough start for the challenge. I mean, we were up $1,000. I guess I could have taken profit on that first swing. If I held my longs, we would have had a nice chunk there. But it looks like it's coming back down into a fair value gap. Just don't know if I can trust it. Monday. Kind of debating with myself right now whether I should take this as a continuation fair value gap up into another 30 points up into the 4 hour, but healthy to enter up here. I mean, I could be wrong, obviously, but just depends on what price action is going to show me here. So right now I'm just waiting to see what the hourly candle is going to show me. I may have missed my opportunity to get into this fair value setup. Essentially, it hasn't passed. Okay, yeah, there you go. About 15 points of movement there that we missed out on. About 15 seconds left in the hourly candle. We could see the new hourly give us like a very small bottom tail and then rocket ship up, continue. What could happen there? Or just go straight up like it's doing. But we have tapped the 4-hour fair value gap premium, which is nice to see. I have a pretty wide stop if I'm going to enter here, so I don't know about that. If we can find support off this, maybe come back down into an order block here, I'd consider it, but I don't know. Anything I do would be 50% of my original size, obviously. All in all, it's been a pretty aggressive day. It's rocket ship straight up. Let me get in here. See if it goes up where we need it to go. At least to the 50 level. 50. And the logic behind this is, I'm expecting this hourly candle to continue streaming upwards. At least briefly. Now we're only about 130 points away from that the daily SIBI up there. Interesting. Get just a little bit more movement here. We will have made up our loss for the day. The only problem I'd see with this is if this was just a small top and then it just comes and retraces all the way back down into this hourly candle. That would suck really bad for us. It's always possible. Looks like that could be happening now. Potentially. If not, then it's just a return to this order block here and return to this fair value gap. We should see some movement upwards very quickly from here. Otherwise, I'm going to scratch out and then I'll be done for the day. We're on a new 4-hour candle as well. Might be the best idea for me to just get out of this. Call it what it is. Got a $300 loss for the day, $350. Yeah, I don't trust it. I'm going to get out. We're at 770. Close enough. So what that means for me is $230 loss for the day. Could be a lot worse. And yeah, I think I'll pop the stream off here. We're going to end it here. And I'll wait till tomorrow to try to take another trade. Appreciate you guys sticking with me here.